Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
Okay. Anyway, okay. So here it is. The story of Hercules was the greatest of the Greek heroes, the ancestor of royal clans who claimed to be Heracleid and a champion of the Olympian order against chthonic monsters. In Rome and the modern West, he was known as Hercules, with whom the later... Yo, Kayla! Hey, what do you think? I got my live stream back on. No lagging this time.
How are you feeling, Boo?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself? Thanks to AT&T, I'm back. We're back in business, y'all.
Yay for no lag.
I know, right? No lag.
Alright, DHX.
No problem. Yeah, so,
Almost 500 subs, very nice LFG.
I know, right? Feel free to subscribe to my channel, folks. I just need 500. I just need like 500 because I almost got 493 subs. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel, folks, and hit the like button. Anyway, in the modern West, he was known as Hercules, with whom the later Roman emperors. Oh yeah, let's go on and get it. Commodus and Maximian, in particular, Commodus and Maximian often identify themselves. Details of his cult were adapted to Rome as well. Many popular stories were told of his life, the most famous being of 12 labors of Hercules. Alexandrian poets of the Hellenistic age drew his mythology into a high poetic, a tragic atmosphere. His figure, which initially drew on Near Eastern motives, such as a lion fight, was widely known. Hercules was the greatest of the Hellenic chthonic heroes, but unlike other Greek heroes, no tomb was identified as his. Hercules was both hero and god, as Pindar says. Hero Theos, at the same festival, sacrifice was made to him, first as a hero with a chthonic libation, and then as a god upon an altar. Thus he embodies the closest Greek approach to demigod. The core of the story of Hercules has been identified by Walter Burkert as originating in Neolithic hunter culture and traditions of shamanistic crossings into the netherworld. Accomplishments became exaggerated with time. Hercules' role as a culture hero whose death it could be a subject of mythic telling was accepted into the Olympian pantheon. During classical times, this created awkwardness in the encounter of Odysseus. In the episode of Odysseus, what does X1 means, or wait, hold on, chat. I just want to know what is X. Okay, I just want to know what it means. X. 11. Okay. Oopsies. Called the new episode of Odyssey 11, called the Nukia, where Odysseus encounters Hercules in Hades. And in next, he caught a glimpse of powerful Hercules. His ghost, he means, the man himself delights. And the grand feast of the deathless gods on high around him, cries of the dead rang out like cries of birds, scattering left and right in horror as on he came like night. Ancient critics were aware of the problem of the aside that interrupts a vivid and complete description in which Hercules recognizes Odysseus and hails him, and some modern critics deny that the verses beginning in Fagel's work I just got 5G. A compromise between a conflicting representations of Hades. I mean, Hercules. I mean, God. The ancient Greeks celebrated the festival of the Heraclea, which commemorated to the death of Hercules on the second day of the month of Metanishan, which would fall in the late July or early in August. What was believed to be an Egyptian temple of Hercules in a Bahariya oasis dates to 21 BCE. The arguments were not with a temple to Heracles, but the argument is not conclusive. Several ancient cities were named Heraclea in his honor. A very small island close to the island of Limnos was called Nei, from which means I dive, swim, because Heracles swam there. According to the Greek legends, the Herculaneum in Italy was founded by him. Several polices provided to separate sanctuaries for Heracles, one recognizing him as a god, the other only as a hero. Sacrifice was made to him as a hero and a god within the same festival. This ambiguity helped create the Heracles cult, especially when historians, I think it was called Herodotus, and artists encouraged worship, such as the painters during the time of the Piestrate, who often presented Heracles entering Olympus in their works. Some sources explain that the Greek hero cult of Heracles persisted because of the hero's ancient to heaven and his suffering, which became the basis for festivals. Figures such as those who share the same nature. He was also constantly invoked as a patron for men, especially the young ones. For example, he was considered the ideal in warfare, so he presided over gymnasiums and the ephebes, or those men undergoing military training. There were ancient towns and cities that also adopted Heracles as a patron deity, contributing to the spread of his cult. There was a case of the royal house of Macedonia, which claimed Lionel descent from the hero, primarily for purpose of divine protection, the legitimator of Athens. The earliest evidence that shows the worship of Heracles in popular cult was in the 6th century BCE. It was 121 through 122 and 160 through 165. Vian ancient inscription from Phaleron. After the 4th century BCE, Heracles became identified with the Phoenician god Melkort. Asia worshipped Heracles and called him Cornopean because he helped them get rid of locusts. While the citizens of Erythrae and Mima called him Hippocrates because he destroyed the vine-eating imps, a kind of synapse wasp there. Near the town of Bura in Achaea, there was a statue of Heracles on the river Barachias and an oracle in a cave. People who consulted the oracle first prayed before the statue, then threw 4 dice from a mound that was always kept ready onto a table. These dice were marked with certain characters, the significance of which was elucidated by an artwork shown in the cave. Because of the town, Heracles has the Ephes Beratius Pausanias wrote that at Thebes there was a statue of Heracles called Nosedocker, because according to the ancient Thebans, he cut off the noses of the heralds sent from Orchomenus to demand tribute, attending to assault them. Hercules used his wits on several occasions when his strength did not suffice, such as when laboring for the king of Augeas of Elis, wrestling the giant Enaceus, or tricking Atlas into taking the sky back onto his shoulders. Together with Hermes, he was a patron and protector of Gymnasia. And Palestrae, his iconographic attributes are the lion skin and the club. These qualities did not prevent him from being regarded as a playful figure who used games to relax from his labors and played a great deal with children. By conquering dangerous archaic forces, he is said to have made the world safe for mankind. And to be its benefactor, Heracles was an extremely passionate and emotional individual capable of doing both great deeds for his friends, such as wrestling with Thanatos on behalf of Prince Admetus, who had regaled Heracles with his hospitality, or restoring his friend Tyndareus to the throne of Sparta after he was overthrown, and being a terrible enemy who would wreak horrible vengeance on those who crossed him as Augeas, Nilus, and Laomedon